Well, hello everybody. Hope everybody is having an amazing Wednesday. My name is Jeff Street. I teach people how to make money from home online. I've been hanging out here in Southern California at my mother-in-law's house for the last 2.5 weeks, and still with my laptop, doing Zoom meetings, doing calls like this, sharing information, sharing messages, and I love being able to travel with my home-based business from anywhere that I am in the world. And yesterday, in our talk last evening, we had a discussion, and I was talking about adapting. I was talking about changing things. I was talking about how sometimes things happen in life that make you pivot, that make you change. And there was a really great comment from last night's message from an old friend who's a great financial advisor out of the Orange County, California marketplace, Mr. Jimmy Chase. And, he talked about some of the life lessons and the comments that he gave from surfing. About how life is like riding a wave. You just got to get up, get that adrenaline and ride that wave, and sometimes you crash, sometimes you ride that wave in, but how many life lessons are involved in something like surfing? And it made me think about one of my biggest passions in life is snowboarding. I've been snowboarding now for, 25 years now. I love being on the mountain. I love gliding down on my board, but I'll never forget, the first time that some of my high school friends and I took a trip to Sunday River, Maine. And my first time ever snowboarding was actually going all the way up to the top of the mountain in Sunday River, Maine, with a bunch of my friends that already knew how to snowboard and 4 of us that were brand new. And they took us up to the very top. We went down the lift, which was an adventure in itself, and then they just bolted and they left us on the top of the mountain to figure out how to go out and get down. But you know what? In leadership, when you know that somebody's going to be able to do it, sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to allow people to learn how to fly before they realize that they can fly, when you know that they can go out and fly. And I'll never forget the 4 of us looking at each other like, I guess we got to figure this out. But you know what? It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Now, we would go a little bit and we'd fall. And we'd be like, all right, I think I know what we did wrong, or let's try this, let's try doing that. And by the end of my first run, it took us a long time to get down the mountain the first time. But by the end of that first run, we had fallen and picked ourselves back up and learned and measured and monitored and adjusted. And by the time that I got on my second run, I was literally getting all the way down the mountain, maybe falling only 1 or 2 times. By the time we got on our third run, I was able to let my edge out and actually start to be able to glide down the mountain. It was one of the most amazing feelings in the world. But I think so many times when we're leading people, so many times we do, and I'm guilty of this big time. I think so many times when we're leading people, we don't allow people to fall. We don't allow people to pick themselves back up. Sometimes we don't allow people to go to grow through what they're going through. And that's so important in life, is you got to grow through what you go through. But again, there were so many lessons that I learned about business, that I learned about leadership, literally being on a snowboard, riding down a trail of a mountain. And again, it's always, there's so many things, so many important lessons when you fall. And you pick yourself back up and you figure, okay, what just happened? All right, great. I'm going to do this a little bit different, next time. And don't be afraid to fall in life. You got to go out and fall forward. That's the key. Failing forward, just learning from our different situations. But, for my surfers out there, for my snowboarders, for my skiers, there's so many different lessons that all of us have learned, whether riding a wave or whether it's riding down a mountain, from our experiences with those sports that we can apply to leadership, that we can apply to business. So just wanted to jump on. Jimmy inspired me last night, hearing his comment, about surfing, just to get on and kind of relate to what I went through in the beginning of snowboarding. And today, it's second nature. Today, I can go down a mountain without barely even thinking. It's called unconscious competence, meaning I don't even realize what I'm doing. I've just done it so many times. I know that most of the time I'm going to get that I'm going to get down and be where I need to be. But sometimes, even when you become confident, sometimes you hit a little bump. Sometimes there's a little patch. Sometimes there's a little detour in the terrain that you didn't know what was going to happen. And even though you're confident, and even though you know what you're doing, sometimes you hit that ditch, you hit that divot, you hit that terrain, and it flips you over. So just realize that too in life, is sometimes even though when you know what you're you're doing, even when you become really good at what you're doing, sometimes there's still going to be that little thing that you hit that just flips you over, that knocks you off track. But again, pick yourself back up, learn from those mistakes, and then start going again. So, if you got something out of tonight's message, hit the share button so somebody else can get something out of tonight's message as well. Click the share button and, drop a comment that says pick yourself up. Drop a comment that says pick yourself up. Drop that comment. Hope everybody has a great night. Again, pick yourself up. Drop that comment. My name is Jeff Street. I teach people how to make money from home online. Have a great night, everybody. We'll be talking to you tomorrow. God bless everybody.